Good morning, my dear students. In a previous lecture, we have discussed about Mendeleev periodic table, Devonian triad, Newland law of octave. We have discussed, and also we have discussed little bit about modern periodic table. In that table, we have discussed about groups and period. And what is group? The vertical column is called group, and how many groups are there? 18. And how many periods are there, and what is period? The horizontal rows is called period, and there are 7 period. And also we have discussed the every groups, like first is known as a alkali metal, alkaline earth metal. This one is known as a 3 to 12 is known as a transition elements, and this one is known as a boron family. This is called carbon family. This is called nitrogen family, oxygen family, halogen family, and last one is that noble gases. And what are noble gases? Already we have discussed in lower classes also, because they are outermost cells are completely filled and they are most stable configuration, therefore they do not react with other. We have also few noble metals are there. Noble metals means gold, platinum, silver. Why? Because they are not reacting. Now, one more thing, in modern periodic table, you can see the elements in same group, they have a similar properties, and already we have discussed the periodicity. So they have a same properties and slightly will change, gradually will increase, gradually little bit will increase. Why they have same chemical properties? Because they have same electronic configuration. Suppose we will talk about first cell. So in first cell, in a first group, they must have one valence electron. You can see, and you can write also by their electronic configuration. You can see that atomic number of hydrogen is 1, lithium is 3, potassium is 19, and just write the configuration 1, 2, 1, 2, 8, 8 and 1. You can see they have same valence electron. And what are valence electrons? The electron present in outermost cell, they are known as valence cell, and on the basis of valence cell, valency depends. In the case of second one, if we will talk about second group, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, you can see the configuration. Its atomic number is 4, 12 and 20, and you will write the configuration. You will get 2, 2, 8, 2, 2, 8, 8 and 2. You can see in same group they have same valence electron, and because of same valence electron they have same valency, and because of same valency they have similar chemical properties. So one thing we have clear, in the same group they have same electronic configuration and same valency. Again, suppose we will talk about the halogen group, 17 group. I am going to write fluorine. Here I am going to write, wait, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. These are known as halogen groups. 9, 17, 35, 53. So you will write the configuration 2 and 7, 2, 8, 7, whatever you can write that. You can see that they have same valence, will have same valence electron. And same valence electron means they have similar valency. And what will be the valency of that? minus 1, you can write 1. Why they have 1 and they have also 1? But what is the difference between this group and this group? Both have same valency. Actually, first group will lose electron. They are electropositive. Why they are losing electrons? So one thing you have to keep it in your mind. It is a trick. Just think that 4 is a midpoint. 4 is a midpoint. The element which have less than 4 electrons, like 3, 2 and 1, less than 4 electrons, they will lose electron, and first once they will lose electron, what they will form? Cation. And that's why they have one valency and they will always lose one electron. Therefore, they are known as a electropositive. And in the other hand, those who have 5, 6 and 7, 8 we cannot talk, because 8 means their outer cell are fulfilled. So suppose they have 5, 6, 7, they will gain. And once they will gain, what they will form? Negative charge. They are known as a anion. So here you can see that in the case of halogen group, they have 7. They have more than 4 electrons, means they will gain 1 electron to get octet. Because suppose chlorine want to get stable electronic configuration, they have to lose 7 electrons, and during the losing 7 electron, it takes lots of time compared to gaining 1 electron. So it will gain 1 electrons, and then suppose I'll ask what is the formula for the, you have understand that na, valency of first group and 17 group. Similarly, if we will talk about second group, similarly I will talk about I am going to erase from this side. Similarly, I will talk about second group, magnesium. What is the atomic number? Is 12, 2, 8, 2. And what is the valency of halogen family? You know, 1. And I will ask what is the formula of magnesium chloride. So what will you write? We know that the valency of magnesium is 2, means plus 2. You can see that because they will lose electrons. Those who have less than 4 electrons, they will lose. They 8, 2. And what is the valency of chlorine? 2, 8, 7. Means you can see that magnesium can lose 2 electrons, chlorine can gain 1 electron. What is the formula will be there? MgCl2. And by this way you will be able to write the formula of any compound. So 1 to 20 elements are given there from hydrogen to calcium, and their atomic numbers are given. It is a very important, just learn and just find the valencies by just writing the 4, and less than 4 they will lose, and more than 4 they will gain till 7. And by this way you can get the valency, and you will be able to make the formula of any compound. It is very clear. Now, what is the electronic configuration? Next topic is that electronic configuration. You have discussed electronic configuration. So you know that already you have discussed in lower classes, distribution of electron in different energy cell is called electronic configuration. Means electrons are distributed in different energy cell, that is called electronic configuration. And how you are writing, suppose you are writing Na, sodium, its number is 11, you will write 281. So what is that? You know that the nucleus is there, and around the nucleus electrons are revolving in different orbit. This is called orbit. Already you have discussed in lower classes orbit, and you have given the name 1, 2, 3 and 4. Also name is that K, L, M or N. And one scientist was there, Niels Bohr, who has given the formula 2n square, and n is stand for number of shell. So suppose I'll find the how many electron can be there in first cell. By this formula, 2 into 1 square, you will get 2. Second cell, 2 into 2 square, 8. Third cell, you will get 2 into 3 square, 18. And fourth cell, you will get 2 into 4 square, 32. By this way, you will get the electronic configuration 2, 8, 18 and 32. Yani means first orbit can have, what is the name of that? Orbit, or you can say that suborbit, or you not suborbit, energy cell you can say, orbit and energy cell you can say that. So what is the reason why we are writing 2, 8, 18, 32? Just we know the formula 2n square, but why it is happening? It is not given in your book. You will talk about that in higher classes, but now I am going to make you understand little bit. So first, you know orbit has a small part that is called suborbit. Orbit has part that is called suborbit. The first, how will you write? The part of orbit is called suborbit. The name of suborbit is that S, P, D and F. The part of orbit is called suborbit. Also you can write sub energy cell, means when you go inside, the part of orbit is called suborbit. And what the name of suborbit is that? S, P, D and F. So you can see that the first energy cell have one sub cell, that is called 1s. Why I am writing 1? Because it is indicating that it is belong to the first cell. And you know that S has only one room. Again, we will talk about second cell. Second have two subcell S and P, and P has 3 room. You can see S has only 1 room. That's why I have written only 1 block here. 2s. Why I am writing 2s? Because it belongs to the second group. That's why 2s and 2p. And we'll talk about third cell. The third cell have 3 subcell, 3s, 3p and 3d. Wait. Three S, 3p and 3d, and you know D3D has 5 room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And why I am writing 3? Because it belongs to the third cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just erase it. And it has 3 room. And fourth cell have 4 subcell, means fourth orbit has 4 suborbit. Its name is that 4s, 4p, 4d and then 4s. And P have 3 room, D have 5 room and 4F have 7 room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just I am writing here. Just see 4F. F have 7 room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and 1 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 room. Just clear? Orbit, electrons revolving around the nucleus in orbit, and orbit has part that is known as a suborbit. And what is the name of that suborbit? SPDF. And every suborbit has their special room, and you can see, and in one room how many electrons can be there? Only 2 electrons can be there. In one room only 2 electrons are there, and how they are arranged there is no need to know, because when you go in 11 12 class, then you will, that time you will talk. In one room how many electrons can be there? 2. In the case of P, 6, 2 3 are 6. In the case of D, 10 electron can be there, and in the case of F, 14 electron can be there. It is very clear. So we will talk about first cell, first orbit. The first orbit has only one subcell S, and S can have 2 electrons, and by formula you are getting how many electrons? 2. And suppose I talk about second cell, 2 for S or 6 for P, how much you will get? 8 electrons, and you are getting also 8 electrons. Again we will talk about third cell, 2 for S, 6 for P, and 5 to the 10, 10 for D, then you will get 18, and you are by the formula you are also getting 18 electrons. And in the case of fourth cell, 2 for S, 6 for P, 10 for D, and 14 for F, and you will get total 32 electrons. Means by this way electrons are distributed in different orbit. And simply you know the formula. What is that? By the Niels Bohr, 2n square, and n is the number of cells. That is a formula to learn, but to understand why electrons are there in that order, just because of suborbit. The orbit has part that is called suborbit. It is very clear, I think, my dear students. Now, so I think you will be able to write the electronic configuration, and also I will make you understand how to write the electronic configuration in the case of SPDF, because you are in 9th class and 10th class, just you are learning. Suppose the sodium, it is 11, you will write 2 8 and 1, 2 8 1 form, because you are representing first cell, second cell. K has 19 and you are writing 2 8 8 1, means it has 4 cell, 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, and 4 cell. And one thing we have discussed, by this formula third cell can have 18 electrons, means after filling the 18 electrons, then 19 electron will go in fourth cell. But here you can see that first cell can have 2, second cell can have 8, but third have 8 and then 1. Why it is happening? It is happening because of suborbit. I will make you understand why we are writing this one in the case of potassium, and in the case of calcium it is a very important. It is a very important. Why they have fourth cell? So what is the electronic configuration? Distribution of electron in different orbit, and orbit has part that is called suborbit. It is a very clear. Now next topic is given in your book, atomic radius. What is that? Atomic radius is given. So what is atomic radius? Atomic radius is given. So we know that electrons are revolving around the nucleus. This is nucleus, and suppose here the valence electron. What is the valence electron? The electron present in outermost cell, that is called valence electrons. And the distance between the nucleus and valence electron is called atomic radius. It is given in your book. The distance between the nucleus and outermost cell electron is called atomic radius. But in 11th class it is given in atomic structure chapter by Schrodinger wave equation. Electrons are not the particles. It has dual nature, particles as well as wave. Means in the nucleus electron revolve around the nucleus, okay, but it is a wave, then it will move in like that. And once they move in this manner, can you able to find the distance? Can you able to find the atomic radius? No. So in that case we find out, it is given in a book in very short form, In this case, we find out covalent radius. Actually, there are lots of radius: covalent, metallic radius, ionic radius, and van der Waals radius. But in your 10th class, only we need to know about covalent radius. What is covalent radius? When two same atom, means hydrogen plus hydrogen, they have that kind of structure. Once they combine, what they form? Molecule they form, covalent molecule. Once they combine, just the measure the distance between the center of A and center of A. Both are same, na? That's why I am writing A and A. Just distance the radius of both atom and just write radius. You can find out the distance between A and A. Why I am writing distance between A and A? Because the atom A and atom A both have same size, same radius. That's why distance of AA and divide by 2, and by this formula you will be able to find out the atomic radius when they combine in the case of covalent molecules. So these things are given in your book. Simple given it is that the distance between nucleus and outermost cell is called atomic radius, but it is not possible because electrons are wave as well as particles. So in this case, when two atoms combine and during the combination they form molecules, and that time you can find the radius by this formula, radius dAA by 2. AA means the radius of A and radius of A combine and divide by 2. By this formula you can find out. It is given very short in your book and it is very important. Till then, have a nice day and please do work hard. Thank you.
Very good.